Most people say I'm a Sudanese, but we live together, we stay together. So when people mistake me as a South Sudan, I take it like God thing. If someone dropped from Miss Universe and you're actually like
Next to
the next
line.
one.
Yes.
So are you ready to come to the boot camp the next 3 days? I had 3 days to prepare for Miss Universe. And I was like, of course, that's such a good news. I was so excited. I was kind of tall. And then at that time, you just like put your hand over, like when you touch your ear, you go to class 1. We went together and I think I was eliminated because I was short.
You were short?
I don't know, it's ironical.
Yes.
Before I joined pageantry or modeling, I called my mom. I was like, si unajua mimi ni mrefu, like nafaa kumodel.
Yes.
Give me a chance. And I was like, we have one condition. If your transcript will be clean from first year to the last year, I have no issue with you.
One of the things is you cannot play for Arsenal and play for Chelsea at the same time. You have a contract, and this you cannot be signed from Kenya if there's no agent in Kenya that has taken you to sign that contract as a player. So the same thing with modeling. It doesn't matter where you are, you must have an agency. Wacha nichomeke kama ni kuchomeka.
I'm that kind of a person.
Most
like
people,
when they say there's fire, I'll just go and see if
that
there's
fire.
fire. Yeah.
Most of us,
and I take risk a lot.
Yes. Thank you so much. Without you, we would not be where we are today. Such and Style, episode 9. Today, we have a beautiful model. She's a queen. She's everything that we are looking for. I keep saying, I don't know how to introduce these beautiful people. So, our guest today, could you introduce yourself to our viewers, please?
Thank you so much, Leke, for having me here. I'm Magdalene Sakangiro, a student. I was a student last year, so I finished Kabrak University doing clinical medicine and surgery, a pageant, and I fashion model. Pageant, I was Miss Kabrak University 2024, Miss Grand Kenya, and I was also the top 7 Miss Universe Kenya. And fashion, signed under IC's model. Thank you.
Great. You said you're a student of medicine?
And surgery.
And surgery. Oh, I'm scared of blood. I don't know. But everybody has their own profession. From surgery straight to the runway. Tell us your story about how it started.
It started when I joined Kabrak University first year. They had audition, they had training for Miss Kabrak University. And my friends, my classmates used to be like, you look like a model, like you are physique, fit to be an international model. Why should you like contest for Miss Kabrak University? So I went there to watch how the ladies were catwalking, and I saw a trainer. I joined them and I signed for Miss Kabrak University. That was 2021. That's when I started with Miss Kabrak University.
Let's hold it at that Kabrak University. Some people might ask, this name Takanyiro, where does it come from? Are you Sudanese? Are you from Chad? You know, that beautiful African black, beautiful textile skin. We mostly associate it with the people from the northern Kenya or our neighbors on the side. So, are you Kenyan? Are you Sudanese?
I'm actually a Kenyan from Turkana County, the beautiful county. So most people say I'm a Sudanese, but we live together, we stay together. So when people mistake me as a South Sudan, I take it like God thing. But in real sense, I'm from Turkana, I'm a Kenyan. Yeah.
Thank you so much. When I hear Turkana, it takes me back to my history book and brings back my name. Historians say the origin of mankind was discovered in Turkana. So I'm grateful to have a lady from Turkana and a doctor. Most Kenyans do not believe a doctor would come from that part of the country because those guys who don't know Kenya or who understand Kenya thinks it's a very remote place where people still walk naked. There are no schools and stuff like that. Tell us, how did you get to be a student first of medicine and also graduate? You've graduated or graduating
I'm
to become a
graduating
doctor?
December.
Yes. Tell us about your journey, school journey, because people don't believe. Mtukana, daktari, hapana.
I can say it's like a gene thing because I was like, both my parents were, I can say clever or brave. I skipped nursery. That time we used to call it nursery. Now it's
You did what?
ECD. Nursery.
I think my crew would attest to that, or those guys who watched, I think, episode 3 of this. The lady was here, Sarah Kiach, who was also a queen and also fashion model. She told us she skipped a class because she was tall and stuff like that. So she skipped class 1. Is that the norm?
I went to nursery,
Yes.
but I didn't stay for long because I was kind of tall. And then at that time we used to like put your hand over, like when you touch your ear, you go to class 1.
I thought that was just our generation.
Okay, that time I don't know. It just insisted,
Yes.
and then I went to class
Class
1
1, yes.
now. And then that time I went to a public school. It was in my village where like we didn't have that much because we used to write down, like the teacher writes on the. We had only a chalkboard, and where the teacher writes, and then for the students, we write the ground B, like those things.
Yes,
so
yes.
when I reached around class 4, my mom saw, my mom didn't go to school, not because she was clever, but we have that cultural value when they say do not take a lady to school.
Oh,
Yeah. So when I reached class 4, then she was like, "You're a brave girl." I was actually, you can imagine, I was number 1 with 190 marks.
in class 4. Yes,
And then my
yes.
mom was like, "I will take you to private school." She didn't have much, but she was able, like she's a
Yes.
businesswoman. She was able to take me to a private school. It's a private school in Turkana. It's called Turkana Blooms. That's now when I went and learned many things.
So you went to boarding in class 4.
Yeah, class 4. When I finished, when I reached class 7, it's now when they took me back to that school. So that's when I went number one until I joined high school
Yes.
in Turkana again. I had a school. Is it a calling? Yeah, a calling. But my mom said, no, you can't go far. Just stay with me here. And then she was like, I'll take you to the best school in Turkana. So she took me to a church, Catholic church,
Yes.
school known as Our Ladies. Actually, that time I had 286 marks. And then when I went there, I was the only students who had low marks, because it wasn't like the school that I was called in. It was like my relative is a principal, so it's like a connection thing. So I went to that school, and the thing I told myself is like, we came from different school and we are in the same school. We have different marks, but what determines here, it's what, like, if we concentrate and like we're starting from 0. So I worked very hard. When I finished Form 4, I had a B+.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, that's when I joined Kabarak University doing clinical medicine and surgery.
Wow. So from Turkana, you went to Kabarak University. At any point, did you ever come to the city or even Nakuru before you joined Kabarak?
No, it was my first time.
Wow.
It was my first time, actually.
How was it?
My first time to come to Nairobi was 2022. I know it's strange, but
No, it's allowed. If you grew up in Turkana, I don't know how many miles or kilometers from the city.
yeah.
It's just like any other African rural girl who looks forward to being in a city. So 2022, what brings you to the city?
2022, I remember that time I was like trying modeling and everything. And I used to have relative here. So I told my mom, I want to go and see the city and everything. And she was like, go see your relative. So that I came like visiting. I went to Kitengela. So yeah.
So you're in Turkana, you've come to Kabarak. At what point in time did the interest of modeling come to you?
2021.
2021.
Yeah, because Miss Kabrak have tried it like thrice. The first time I didn't win, the second time, no. The third time they gave me the crown last year. So that time I was mixing about the Face of Nakuru and Kabarak. And actually what boosted my confidence, everything in the industry, no, was like the pageantry entails, it's Face of Nakuru because we had many lessons, Zoom meeting. So when I went back to Kabarak University, I bet those
It
girls.
was
I was like,
easy.
I was like, that time I wasn't like, I was a dumb in industry, but this time I'm a star. And I showed them. Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting. So in 2021, you just decided because I'm tall or somebody pushed you to join Miss Kabarak. Had you been seeing other models maybe that interested you to now get into the contest?
Yeah, in Turkana, of course, we have popular Ajuma.
Yes.
We have been seen her in billboards in Turkana. We'll be
Yeah.
like, she's a model, she's a great model. But you know, in Turkana, modeling is not like a major thing. They do not value. Because at this point, my mom sees like my progress, but at point she can call and say, Shule ilifika happy. You know? So it's not like something there, it's not something like it's well like being in taken
Serious.
yeah.
Yeah. I would even think, because like you said, mom didn't go so much to school because that cultural belief that a woman should not uh, be educated so much like a man. And now you're here, you're in university, you gotten into pageantry. So you done struggling like 3 times. The third time you've won because you've gotten knowledge on how to win a pageant. Now, most of the time, and the people that I've spoken to, either they were pushed to go and contest without knowing the nitty gritties behind pageantry. So they just go because I'm looking nice, my shoes, then they walk in. You just mentioned that after Feast of Nakuru, learning that it's not just about purely the catwalk day. There are a lot of things that are needed behind the scene. So you've gone for Miss Kabarak and won. What pushed you? Already you have a title, Face of Nakuru. What pushed you? Why did you so want to be the queen of the university?
You can see it's Kabrak University, it's
Yes.
like a private school.
Yes.
So
Christian.
what pushed me, there's
Yes.
some projects like they were not like being like invested in school. And then it's like let's say I was weighing at like Turkana. You know, Kabarak, they will do a event and then it's done. Like they will crown a queen and then it's done. Next year they will do it. So the thing that I saw was before I was crowned, the group that
Previous,
was
yes.
they started a project which was I was like, when these people will go will hand over, I'll be able I'll go for this crown and I'll be able to push this initiative further. And we are working together with them through, it's called a Smile for Smile initiative. And the new crown, we also joined them. They're joining the group. It's an initiative we recently registered as a community service. Yeah.
Great. So what I think most people don't know is pageantry is giving service to humanity. So what I hear from you is probably the school or the organizers just do it to have a crown without that self-education that you must give back. And you are here thinking after learning that there's more to pageantry. So you went and won the pageant and continued with service to community. Are you helping or mentoring those who are crowned after you?
Yeah, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting on how to. We were introducing them about like the initiative, because we have a children's home. It's called Israel's Home in Lanet, where we used to most of those kids we pay for their fees to go to Mogotio, technical college for the
This in
skills.
Baringo.
Yeah,
Yes,
for the
yes.
skills for like cooking, salonist, makeup, and everything. So we realized like not only the kids that like can't access to those basic things like
Yeah.
food, clothes. We have also that those elder, those are living
Yes.
in the children's home and they can't access to education. Maybe they dropped out from high school, I mean not high school, primary, and we were like, you guys have skills, these are certain skills that you have, why can't we like push you to go and do more or learn about more about your skill, because in this world the thing that pays most nowadays is skills. Yeah.
Right. I know somebody has invited me for an event in that school, Israel. I think this Easter Saturday. If I have time, if I could pass by and just support them. And I love doing charity, so most probably, if I get time, I'll be there. So you were done with this pageantry, and now you're already the queen of Kabarak University. You know the skills, and you're like, what else? Usually in life, I want to be a doctor. I do my degree. I want to do my master's. I want to do my PhD. You're at that level of degree in pageantry. What next? So what did you do after Miss Kabarak?
After Miss Kabarak, you know, when I started Miss Kabarak and
Yes.
Face, it was like a learning process for me, because most people, like also myself, I was like visioning myself in big pageantry, and I was like, before rushing there, I have to learn step by step through this pageantry, because they're like a foundation for everything. So after Miss Kabarak University, I was like, I'm now the queen of university. Why not try be the queen of Kenya? So I saw this application for Miss Universe Kenya, and I was like, can I try? I actually texted several people. Like, I feel like I can, like, I have this feeling to try this year Miss Universe, not next year. Because if I want for the crown, I'll go for next year. For this year, let it be like for exposure and a learning, like a learning
Progress.
platform.
Yes.
So I registered. We were shortlisted to top 30. So now they were shortlisting to top 20. I didn't make it to top 20 Miss Universe, because that time they were doing votes, and the votes determine when you go to the boot camp. That time I had the lowest votes because we are friends, mid friends. So some of them tried to help me, like they send money because of them like mandatory some like process.
Yeah.
And then I had a call. I didn't lose hope. I was like, next year we'll try. I had a call the next day after they announced top 20 from Susie. Then she was like, there's someone dropped from Miss Universe, and you're actually like
Next to
the next
line.
one.
Yes.
So are you ready to come to the boot camp the next 3 days? I had 3 days to prepare for Miss Universe. And I was like, of course. That's such a good news. I was so excited. I had a second thought. I was like, it's too late. We have like 3 days. But I was like, let me go. I called my mom, my relative, and I was like, I need the money. I need to do Miss Universe, and this we were given like the program, everything, the requirements, the outfits, and definitely you have to hire. So friends, family helped me with the money, and I was able to like contact MG. We did day to night, like making outfits, and in the next like 2 days, I went to the boot camp. Through the boot camp, I met beautiful girls, intelligent girls. Like, actually, the first day I sat at Miss Universe table, and I was like, wow. I felt like I was low, because if you see those girls, like they're ambitious, like they know what they're doing, they know what they have come from, like they have come for. And I was just like, I'm here to learn, you know. That was like a bit a challenge, but after like a mid to Miss Universe, it's when now I really vibed in, and luckily after Miss Universe, I was top 7, and that's now the next day I got a call from ISIS.
Yeah. So you at that point where you'll be called from somebody dropped out. Sometime with a Christian will say a miracle just happened and God listened to me. I know at that point in time you're in school. How were you able to maneuver between school and pageantry? Because it's not easy. There's a lot. People who have not gone through boot camps and stuff would never understand.
Bootcamp was for like two weeks.
Yes.
And those 2 weeks, I had like, after those like Miss Universe 2 weeks, and then 1 week I had an allowance of some days to my final exam as a clinical medicine student. I know I'm a brave girl.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to be at the hospital, but you know, students are very stubborn. I
Yeah.
wrote the HOD. I was like, there's something I'm working on, and I need like because that time they were like we were not like that required to be at the hospital. So I was like, let me take this chance to go and be like go and contest for to be at the bootcamp for Miss Universe. So it was like I snacked kinda, but at the end of at the bootcamp I was reading, but it was like tired. I was kind of tired because we have programmed the day, and then at 8 p.m. we have dinner. After 8 we have training classes with Pinette. After training classes, maybe the training classes will end around 11 or 10. That time you're exhausted, you've been in the hills for like 2 hours. Then I'll go to my room. That time we had precious like beds and the
Yeah.
room because of agile.
Yes.
So we'll go just and sleep. And so maybe I'll wake up like around 5 or 4 because 5 we were supposed to be at the gym and it was like a must. So I'll wake up at 4, so like see my computer like master 1 2 1 2 and then go to the gym, come prepare and then continue with the program. So I was able to put some study like snack for some hours and then fungua kitabu and then yeah.
So that's a crazy program because I've been in boot camps, I've been doing pageantry for such a long time, and I know what it takes to be in that boot camp. Sometimes I think after you finish that crowning night, you're like, I need a holiday.
True.
You at that point where somebody's saying I need a holiday,
I
you
was
are talking
like,
about exams.
exams.
How did it go? How were your exams? Did
I
you
went.
pass? Yes.
I had some like 5 days. I also travel like I traveled from Nairobi.
Yes.
I slept like Nairobi for 2 days. The next day I went. I had some few days. So my classmates were like they were feeling pity for me. They were like, "You in the boot camp? You're concentrating with Miss Universe exams that year. What's a manage bill?" I was like, my mom gave me like God gave me this type of brain. I capture things last minute. Like ikifungua kitabu hivi sisahau like your last minute. So I managed and I did my exam and I passed.
Great. It makes me now start believing, forgetting about scientific and religion, that history is true, that mankind was found in Turkana, because same thing with Sarah, she had to pass her exam. She was doing something to do with science and technology. Without so much, because I know fashion and pageantry takes a lot of time. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
It takes me back to so many parents would feel disfranchised because they've spent so much money. Medicine is not cheap. And now they're finding that last step. My daughter has just changed and she wants to do something else. Was there a part where mom felt like, apana, mami, maliza shule kwanza, then move to this next stage?
Before I joined pageantry or modeling, I called my mom. I was like, si unajua mimi ni mrefu, like nafaa kumodel.
Yes.
Give me a chance. And I was like, we have one condition. If your transcript will be clean from first year to the last year, I have no issue with you. And surprisingly, my transcript sijaipata retake or incomplete and everything. My transcript is ever clean with ASBs, and because the least grade you can get in medicine is C. After C, it's a F.
Yes.
That was the like.
Wow.
Let's say a contract we signed.
A
She was
covenant,
like,
yes.
yeah, covenant. We were like,
Yes.
if you want to do pageantry, if you want to do modeling, your transcript should be ever clean and she missed classes.
Oh.
And I gave her what she wanted. That's why up to now, when I say I want to do something, she'll never like say
Complain,
no.
eh?
Because at first I'm the favorite daughter.
Yes.
Like the favorites, how do I call it? The first daughter, the favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never like disturbed or
Let her down,
something.
yes.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm happy to hear this. I was just watching our current minister for culture, who also comes from that region, and she looked smart. She's eloquent and stuff like that. So again, I think Kenyans should look at that region as one of the most smartest people we have. It's just that they are not so aggressive like where I come from, where we are proud. If I'm a doctor, I'll talk about my doctorate to everyone. So you're done, and at this point where I remember we went for an audition with you for the Morocco thing, and there were so many girls there, and after you did your work, I was like, okay, you're not taken. Then there's a recall. How was that? This audition.
For the one that we
The
went
Morocco
for,
thing.
Morocco fashion.
Yes.
We went together, and I think I was eliminated because I was short.
You were short?
I don't know, it's ironical.
Yes.
Because the models were like, they were wearing 6 inch. I remember
Yes,
that time I had 1 inch.
Yeah.
And the casting directors that time, they didn't tell anyone, like, I know in like when you go to fashion casting and everything, they'll tell everyone to remove the shoes and then they measure your height. So that time they were like, your heels, everyone like stand with your heels. That time I had 1 inch. Obviously someone with 6 inch
Yeah.
and me with 1 inch, I'll look short. And they were like,
True.
step aside. So McKenna called me and she was like, I know
Who's
you.
McKenna?
She was Miss University.
Yeah. She was not in charge of.
Yeah, she was in charge.
Yes.
She was in charge. I called her. I was like, I was eliminated because I was short, not because like I was like physically short. I was because I didn't have like tall shoes. And then she was like, tomorrow when they are doing fitting, come. When I went there, she was like, just come when we are doing fitting. So, for me, I arrived like early. So the first time I went there, the lady couldn't recognize the ladies, like the people she picked.
Yes.
I was like, she gave me the tag and then she fitted me an outfit. And she was like, yeah, you're going to the runway.
Yeah.
I went back to the stage, to the backstage with my heels, 6 inch. I knew, like, I was like, that's suspicious. She would say, we didn't take you. But she told me, just be at the backstage. You never know. Because some of the models, I think they canceled the gig because they were like, they can't make it. So when I went there first, I was like, oh, you're already here. She gave me the tag and she fitted the clothes. The next day I did a show.
Wow. This is a brilliant story. It reminds me of the MP for Langata, Felix Jalango. He says his first time on radio, that specifically say they want people who have a degree of mass or a diploma in mass communication. But he decided, I don't even have a certificate, but I'll go for it. And he went, and at the end of the day, when he got there, he got his job. So again, sometime just be bold, step there and say, it's mine.
Yeah.
They say the tongue is very powerful. That's what the Bible says. So you done the Morocco with international standards. All of a sudden, you're in another fashion contest. Without knowing, I'm seeing you in Milan. How this moved so fast? Within a span of 6-7 months, you've blown, and everything is just totally different. Tell us about your journey from this girl who is trying to get into a fashion event, local, and to Milan Fashion Week.
Okay. I did the last fashion before I went to Milan. I did Malindi Moda.
Yes.
Malindi Moda was not my friend. We are friends now. Before we are not friends because she contacted me via email.
Who's Malini Moda?
Malindi Moda. Moda, it's like an Italian word, which means fashion, like fashion, so
Yes.
Malindi Fashion Week.
Oh, Madao. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yes.
moda, it's like
Yeah. Yes.
fashion. It's like a,
Yes.
she's married to Italian, so
Yes.
she put everything to like
Yes.
Italian, everything to make it unique, kinda, because most of the things people call, they had other shows called Malindi Fashion Week, so
Yes,
she
yes.
didn't want it to be the same, so she called Malindi Moda.
Yeah.
I got an email.
Yes.
You know, my mail is always there in my Instagram. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go to my Instagram bio, you'll see my email. So anyone who wants to give me a job or want me to
The email.
pass my
Yes.
everything, yeah. I got an email. Hi Takangiro, I've seen you. That time after I did Miss Universe and Miss Grand. So I've seen you and I would like you to work with me. And I was like, before we have to agree on certain things. So I bought my card, my red card and everything, and she agreed. And I stayed like for like 1 week because not surprised. Like I can't like let me say I can't let's say with pride. I was the most paid one in that show. So because I sat down with her, I gave her what I wanted, and she was like, "Yeah, why not?" So after there, you said about Milan.
Yeah. So you're in Malindi and doing Malindi fashion. You've met the owner and the most high paid model in that event. Now those guys who know Malindi, they know Malindi is the Milan of Kenya. There are a lot of Italians there.
Yeah, a lot.
And this you're doing without an agency. In my, I think, episode 6, I was just talking to one of the models why it's easy to work with an agency than freelance. In Malindi, you're doing freelance.
Yeah.
You mentioned after Face, you joined, after Miss Universe, you joined ICE.
ISIS model Africa.
Yeah. So my question was, after Malindi, you went to Milan. How was that transition from the Milan, Kenya to Milan, Italy?
Oh, the Milan, Kenya, it was like part of like I did it as a freelance.
Yes.
And the Milan one, the real Milan, I was
Yes.
under ISIS model.
Yes.
Because after Miss Universe, I got several calls from agencies, one in Uganda, 2 in Kenya. You know, Joram management in Uganda is the
Yes,
biggest, like big, and ISIS. You know, the good thing is, Madam ISIS, she called me herself because I wasn't the only one who was called from ISIS, like the contestants.
Yeah, the
We
Miss
were like,
Universe.
yeah,
Yes,
we were
yes.
like, I don't know, 5 or something. But that was the we showed up like 2 because there was some rumors, people talking about ISIS and everything. You know, for me, I don't listen to people.
Yeah.
I want to go and see things on my own. So she called me out, like, I'm Joanna Kududu. I want to see you tomorrow in my office. And previously I'd known ISIS because my friends, Nyaduola, Achol, they're in Paris now. I think they're in Japan, Asia, they're working. They're signed from ISIS. So I was like, this like something common, like something calling. So let me go and check. So when I went there, she was welcoming and I felt like her own daughter. And then she was like, she showed me everything in her office, the magazine and everything. And when she opened the magazine, I saw my friends who are in Paris doing great job working in big brands. And I was like, this is a sign. Because the other 2 agencies that called me, they were like, send your Polaroids. And you know, for me that time, I didn't know how to take Polaroids because as a casting director or someone in fashion, there's a specific Polaroids they want. You can have a good fit, everything. But how you send your Polaroids, you can be denied. But this Madam Isis wanted me physically. So she took my Polaroids, she took everything, and then she gave me a contract. And I was like, I like, you're not in a rush to sign. Take your entire day, entire month, and then let me know your feedback. So I went, I did some research, and yeah, I gave it.
So when you're there,
I
before
signed
we
in.
continue, there's some people watching and they don't know what Polaroids are. What is that?
Polaroids are like a selling point for a model. There are pictures of you in natural, with no makeup, no accessories, with you with black tights and like top tie. I mean, we call it a top tank, a top tank top, whatever, yeah, and a trouser type and heels. Like they show your skin, your height, your everything. It should be natural.
The you.
Yeah, the
Yes.
you. Because when the casting director or the fashion designer sees the Polaroids, she can decide if you can work with that brands or not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted you to explain. So you've gotten the contract from ISIS. He's told you, take even 5 years if you want. So you take the contract, you've seen the magazine, and you're like, I want to be in Paris, I want to be in Tokyo. So most of the time, we don't, because the contract has so many things. We just want to sign to be that without looking at the black and white in that ink. What did you do? How long did it take you to sign the contract?
Let's say 2 weeks.
Yes.
It took like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
Because when I was in high school, I mean, Miss Universe, we had lawyers. We have Stacy. She was the second runner.
Yes.
Miss Universe. I sent her the contract. I was like, can you peruse and say, tell me what is it?
Yes.
And the other thing, in AI, you can take a picture, you copy paste the the contract,
yes.
and then you copy paste to AI, and then you tell AI. That's what I did to explain.
Yes.
So it took like step by step, and it explained more further. And I was like, let me sign. And then Stacy told me it's a good contract, and then she told me the terms and everything, and I was like, as long as it was exclusive, like. And I signed the contract. Once I signed, the first thing she did, that time I didn't have my passport. I signed the contract today. I sent to her. She posted me like I'm officially ISIS model. The next day I went to did my passport. I've never had a passport coming up after like a week. I was thinking like maybe probably passport will come after 2 months or 3 months. A week I had up my passport and I didn't she covered everything. So I was like, this is a good sign. She's accommodative. She told me anything you want, let me know. And I was like, what people say and what she actually portrays, it's a different thing. That's why I can tell people. There's a good bad side and a good thing. A bad side and a good side of a person, but you can't judge a person because someone said they're bad. You have to interact with them because you don't know what happened between them. So that's what I did. I took a risk because most people said don't sign ISIS. But after I signed and everything she did to me, and I was like, these people don't know who this woman really is. Yeah.
Brilliant. And most of the time we judge people from the face.
Yeah.
I remember as one time I was going through something and with your advice, Liki, just do what you have to do. People will always talk.
Yeah, true.
I remember that very well when I hear you talk about taking that bold step to see wacha nichomeke kama ni kuchomeka.
I'm that kind of a person.
Most
like
people,
when they see this fire, I'll just go and see if there's
fire.
Yeah.
Most of us
and I take risk a lot.
Yes. A lot of people are scared of taking that bold step to see what's on the other side of the river.
Yeah, after I signed,
Yes.
I went to African Next Model. It's like a competition the ICs normally have annually. I think I invited you.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. You got an invitation, yeah.
Yes.
And that's when now that's when you have a mother agency. You know, when you have an agency in Kenya, it's a mother agency.
Yes.
Because you can't work with big brands if you don't have a mother agency and international agency.
Yes.
Mother agency, it's where you come from, either Nigeria,
Kenya also.
international, it's the one that connects you now to the client. Yeah. So I contested, I was top 5, where I got signed by 2 agencies. Wave in Milan, Italy, one management in UK, US, Spain, New York. Yeah.
Great. And this is what I think I tried to explain in my last 2 episodes where some models in Kenya believe you can do it freelance. Now you're trying to tell us you cannot get a modeling international agency without a mother agency in your home.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then you're going to Milan to a very fishy, or New York, Tokyo, if you don't have a mother agency. So from our model who's been out there, he's explaining, and I explained this very well, probably with the term of football, because guys don't understand modeling as much. So it's very close to the modeling that we're talking about. One of the things is you cannot play for Arsenal and play for Chelsea at the same time. You have a contract, and this you cannot be signed from Kenya if there's no agent in Kenya that has taken you to sign that contract as a player. So the same thing with modeling. It doesn't matter where you are, you must have an agency. Like Takaniro said, she had that mother figure who took her through what modeling is all about, and she now believes that it's easy when you have somebody trying to train you than you feeling I have it all and I'll take it to the next level. So any model out there, look for mother agency that will give you education. I mean, pageantry is easy. You can do your pageant, win and go and contest, but there are a lot of stuff that you needed to be able to get to those international stuff. So you're back. You signed with the two agencies, New York
International.
and yes, international.
No, like you can have
Sorry,
one
yes.
agency, one agency, but it covers the cities.
Yes, yes.
For like Italy, I have one agency, which
Yes.
is wave management in
Yes.
Milan,
Yes.
and then in one management,
In New
one
York.
management, it covers like Spain,
Yes.
Barcelona, UK, US, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can have one international agency, but
Yes.
it has like the office and the
Different waves.
branches.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So once you're out there, it's easy to play in many countries. So our queen today has a mother agency in Kenya that helps her move to the international clients. So you're signed. You've gone to the pageant, to the competition, you're top 5, you gotten 2 people signing you. Then how do you get to Milan? Where we are there and just social media. I remember because of our connection, I'm having my coffee at Java and I'm seeing these 2 girls and I'm like, Takanyiro, where are you? I wanted to see if you like to be. I'm in Nairobi, I'm somewhere. So you come to me. And shockingly, I'm leaving for Milan tonight. Yeah. How did you get to Milan? Your first, I mean, this is your first job you're getting from ISIS, right?
It wasn't the first.
Oh, it wasn't
was
the
the
first.
second.
Second, yes.
The first one actually had a booking for campaign for Valentino, a direct booking.
Who's Valentino? Some people don't know who Valentino is.
It's a brand where they have many. Valentino, like mostly that time, I had a campaign for perfume.
Yes.
We have label Valentino. It's a brand for
It's a
perfume.
big brand,
Yeah,
yes,
big
yes.
brand. I had a campaign for perfume. A campaign means when they have a new product, they want models to advertise. It's like an ad to advertise. So I had a booking for Valentino.
Yes.
That time I cried because now when she booked a direct job for me to go to Paris, I was to do my visa in French embassy. So when I did the visa, when you approximate when it comes, it was like maybe some few days to the campaign.
Yes.
So the French embassy didn't give me the visa. They denied. I cried and then I was like,
Sorry.
I call her auntie, Madam Joanne. I call her auntie because most people call her auntie because most of the time I interact with relative and everything. So I hear most people calling her auntie or mom. So I was like, auntie, is my life ending? The Valentino job is gone. And because if you go to a Valentino, you're being paid. It's like it covers everything. It's highly paid. She was like, no, Taka, we have Fashion Week. We will go to Fashion Week. So that time, I went to Italian embassy to apply again for Schengen visa the second time. That one now comes like after 5 days. That time when I had now the visa, it's when the campaign was over. I was like,
Valentino, yes. Oh.
Next time we will. So now the agency from Milan contacted because we had Milan Fashion Week. Like they were like, it's a week to Milan Fashion Week or some weeks to Milan Fashion Week. I should come get my Polaroids, so they can send. I go to castings and yeah. So that time I travel. I didn't actually tell anyone, even my mom. I didn't, because the first one I tell her I'm going to Paris. You know,
Yeah.
that's joy. Everyone will call me, nasikia unaenda majuu. I was like, mom. You know, mom is like, she was excited.
Oh, yeah.
Like keep or something. She'll just like,
Being a
ukipata na
mother,
relative,
yes.
be like, you're like, you know, my daughter is going to Paris.
Yes, yes.
Like, come on. So the second one, I was like, I won't tell her. And when I got to Milan, I called her, Mom, I'm
Yeah.
in Milan. So,
Wow.
wow. So now I texted my friends. I posted. Most people are like, hey, you could have just called us to Peleke airport. I was like, I wanted it to be like a silent
Oh, yeah.
thing. Because the first one, Liramba. So the first one, the second one, I was like, let me do it in a law. Okay. So
So I
it
was
was,
lucky to see you before you left.
yeah. Actually, that time, we were going to change the money. It was in
The
Junction
bureau,
Mall.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
because you can't travel with Kenya shillings. We were to convert to euros. And then I saw you, and then I want to tell you, but the lady was like, you know, she was our manager.
Yes, yes. Don't.
She's like, no, until you're there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I went to Milan, I went to castings, I did some jobs, and I opened a show.
great. Oh, this is just a miracle. They say God's time, the God's time is the real time.
Yeah, true.
So you missed Valentino. Those guys who understand fashion, it's a big brand. But there's so much that God has put for you together. So you're back. One of the things that most models say, in fact, those who go probably get their deals, is they make good money, but most of the money goes with the agent. Is that a fact? Have you experienced that? You said you did some work when you're out in Milan. How was it?
It's true, like, because when you sign an agency, it's like they deduct their percentage.
Yes, yes.
So when I went, I stayed at the agency. I mean, at the apartment. They book a flight. Like, they will do everything for you. You don't have to take a penny or like, they will do everything for you. The flight, the accommodation, everything. But once you do the job that you do, when they pay you, the clients won't pay you. They pay the agency.
Yes, yes.
When now they pay you, the agency will deduct the money, which is a good thing.
Yes,
They
yes.
did a good thing for you. Why will
Exactly.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand from the way you said from the passport, you didn't have to stress, go to Nya house
Even the
to
visa,
try
I didn't.
and all those
Yeah.
things is paid. So it's just fair for them to get back their money. So again, I think most of the Kenyan models don't want to give us that agency 20%. Then you'll sleep there and get one job in 1 year or in 5 years, and somebody's getting small because they're giving 20% to the agency to look for them their job. So it's grateful, just proud and happy sitting with you here, making good money out there, and anybody else could do it if they believe in themselves. So I want you to face the camera and just advise these young people who want to get to Paris, who want to be models, parents who think modeling is a bad thing. And after listening to your story as a doctor, graduating sometime this year, what would you advise the young people and their parents?
I can say it's a choice someone can make on their own. It's not something, when you're pushed, you can deliver, you can be productive. But when you choose the path, for me, I can say I'm a risk taker. I can risk anything. If I want something, I can risk. Even if you tell me, or my parents or my friends tell me, don't go. But if I want it, it's me, Takangero, I'll go for it. So in life, yes, it's good to hear advice from people, but at a time, take your own risk to do it. And if you want to join iFashion, it's not an easy journey. It's not, because what I learned there, we have like million girls. When I went to casting, we have like 1,000 girls casting for one job. I could feel myself I'm short, because girls were told they're pretty, and the casting director have to choose specific girls they can work with a specific brand. So it's not an easy path to work on, to work in. So it requires like take risk, just go for it. And you can't do it. You can't do it on your own. You need people. You don't have the agency. You have international agency. You have people to help you. And then the other thing I learned, when you connect with, when you go to casting, it's good to be friendly, because if you go there with the attitude, no one would want to. No one, like a brand won't trust you to work with them. And it's good to have that discipline. When you go there, sure, like you can interact, you can everything. Because when you connect good with people, you get many gigs. But when you go there, be like, I've earned a lot of money, I can do what I want. It will just stop. It's a matter of like respect, being disciplined, and everything. About medicine, your course and everything. You can be a pilot and you can be a model. It depends how you plan, you schedule your things. Sometimes it's hard, but you have to go for it. I waited until I finished. That's when I started iFashion. I had a call before, but I was like, let me do pageantry because it's around. But now I was done, I went for it, what I was like, I was dreaming of. And the other thing I can advise you, it's dreams come true. You just chase them. Just chase them. And lastly, I can say, don't listen to people who didn't like haven't got where you want to be, because people have different perspective. Go to people, listen to people who are there where you want to go to. I mean, where you want to be. So
Thank you so much. I would want to talk and talk. I mean, like for 1 hours, just go like that. I will invite you back again. We thank God. What I've learned today is never give up. She tried Miss Kabarak twice and won the third. She tried Face of Nakuru twice and won the second. And she says after university, she wanted to do high fashion and do it to the level internationally, and she's now international. Thank you so much, Takanyiro, for coming. Thank you, viewers, for giving us this opportunity. Those who have not touched that did to subscribe, kindly subscribe to Sash and Style. We are in our 9th episode of season 2, and thank you so much again for coming.
thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.